Welcome back to the Movement Network, Bart, and today we're going to talk about a fight that's less than 6 days away, 5 days actually. And that fight is Alexander Usyk versus Anthony Joshua. I don't know why, but I'm looking forward to this fight. I'm excited for this fight. First, I want to talk about Alexander Usyk and his advantage and disadvantage in the fight. Then I'm going to get into Anthony Joshua, and then I'm going to give my prediction. So here we go. Alexander Usyk, 18 wins, 13 KO, 0 losses. Last time we saw him on the square circle, he fought a guy by the name of Derek Chisora, which I consider him to be a gatekeeper. Derek Chisora is a great blood and guts type of fighter, but he just does not have the boxing skills. That's not to say that he doesn't have the heart. I'm just talking about the boxing skills to keep up with an Alexander Usyk, and we saw that. But we saw an Alexander Usyk that got tired at the end. He was not throwing enough punches, and he was, for my liking, a bit worried about of what was coming back to him from Derek Chisora. And he should. Derek Chisora has a lot of power. I believe he's 32 fights, 9 losses at this time. But before that, we saw Usyk fight a fighter that is below a gatekeeper by the name of Chaz Weatherspoon. Now, Chaz Weatherspoon, for me, is below a gatekeeper. And I say that simply because we know that the guy comes to fight, but there's only so much he's going to give you. Once things get tough, Chaz Weatherspoon doesn't have the heart, so he'll quit. And we all know that. Anyway, in this fight, a lot of people have been saying that, Usyk should fight just like Andy Ruiz fought Anthony Joshua in the first fight, not the second, because we all know in the first fight, Andy Ruiz came to fight. He came to fight, even though he was a late replacement, but he came to fight. Big Baby Miller tested positive for IL-16 and Rite Aid, and he had every drug in the book during that time. Believe that was in 2019 in New York. It was supposed to be Anthony Joshua. Big coming out party in the U.S. and unfortunately he laid a big egg and got stopped by Andy Ruiz. So a lot of people have been saying, and Alexander Usyk should fight Anthony Joshua the same way that Andy Ruiz fought Anthony Joshua. I'm going to get into that. So Anthony Joshua, I believe he got 24 victories, 22 KOs, 1 loss, and that 1 loss he was stopped by Andy Ruiz. Before that, we saw Anthony Joshua fight Peluf, Andy Ruiz, and Andy Ruiz. He lost the first one. He won the second one, a dull fight. But, hey, he did the trick. He won. He moved forward. Now he's going to fight Alexander Usyk. And hopefully, if he wins, he might get the chance to fight the Gypsy King. So, a couple of years ago, Alexander Usyk, a young Alexander, was sparring Klitschko. Both of them, both brothers. They both, all 3 of them. If you throw both Klitschko brothers, they're Ukrainian. They're great fighters, and they get along very, very, very well. So it leads me to think that if Usyk was able to hold his own versus the Klitschko brothers, he should be able to hold his own versus Anthony Joshua, right? Well, unfortunately, sparring is completely different than a professional boxing event, a match. It's completely different. There's times when a fighter is just practicing certain things to perfect, let's say his jab, his 1-2, his 1-2-3, step back. So he's going to try that during sparring. Sparring is just sparring, so please let's not get that confused. When a boxer is sparring, he is practicing on his craft. Once he goes into the square circle, everything should be put into place, and that's when they go and execute whatever plan they've been practicing on sparring. So with that said, Usyk has great technique. He's amazing body puncher, got great movement, got decent cardio. Some would say that he has amazing cardio. I would say decent because of what happened with Chisora and that fight. I don't think this fight is going to go the 12 rounds. I'm going to say I don't think it's going to go the whole 12th round. I don't think Usyk has the ability to keep up with a big, powerful heavyweight, not contender, but a champion at a heavyweight division. I don't think Usyk got the power to stop anything from Anthony Joshua. I don't think he has the power to give Anthony Joshua any kind of problems, even though we do know that Anthony Joshua got a weak chin. He's been down before. Klitschko, and we all know what happened with Andy Ruiz. But with that said, I think Anthony Joshua is going to win the fight. He might even stop Usyk, and it's going to be one of those fights that it's going to be insane while it lasts. But I think Usyk is going to get brave. He's going to get caught with something heavy. And once he does, Anthony Joshua, we will see the old Anthony Joshua and maybe finish him before the 8th round. But there's a but here. There's one thing that's concerning me, and that one thing is Anthony Joshua has lost a lot of weight for this fight, and just like he did with Ruiz too, and that might kind of hurt him. You know, I want an Anthony Joshua that is bulky, that is out there, is going to go and go for the kill. I don't know how an Anthony Joshua that plans to come into this fight more trim, and he's definitely not going to outbox Usyk. We all know that. So his best bet is to come in heavy, strong, and just beat the living hell out of him. That's my prediction. I think Anthony Joshua is going to stop Usyk before the end of the 8th round. Thank you guys for watching. Catch me in the next one. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.